Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into my life. This is another video where we're going to do an unboxing. This time we're going to unbox a Concorde model from Herpa Wings. I wanted to buy one of these planes, a little diecast model, for quite some time. The first time I saw a diecast model was back when I was 10 or 11 and I visited one of my friend's house, and his dad used to fly quite a lot, and he had a couple of these models, not the Concorde ones, but probably the Boeing, the 747s kinds of ones, and I really liked it. He probably got it because he was flying business class or whatever, I don't know, maybe bought him. But the idea of a big thing in miniature really appealed to me. Nice detailed models, and toys just aren't that realistic as models. But without further ado, let's get it outside of the box. I've not seen what's in it either, but you can see I've just cut the sellotape of the packaging that it came in. My budget was sub £20. You can go up to £70 and you can get nice models for about 70 or 80. A lot bigger than this one, and a little bit more detailed as well. But I'm not sure I wanted to spend that much yet. Not in this day and age. But this one was bought for about £16.50. Reasonable for me. Let's get this unboxed, shall we? Right. As you can see, the person who sold me this has given it some biodegradable air cushion packaging. You know what? That gets a thumbs up from me straight away. I like the fact that it's biodegradable. And there is the model. 1:500 scale, which means it's 500 times smaller than the real thing. Got some specifications there of the actual plane. Wingspan 25.56 meters, length was 62.1, and the height was 11.4 meters. Looks like there's some number here, which is 507035, and that's probably the model number. I genuinely don't know how old this is. I do not know how old this is. This box itself, this product, maybe it used to be sold in the past and I bought it. I got it off eBay. Here it is. A very interesting and a fabulous plane, in my opinion. I love the Concorde. It's a shame that it's not in flight anymore. Towards the end, it was a commercial failure, purely because of the business environment, as well as the restrictions that were placed upon it. The fact that it couldn't fly anywhere it wanted to, it had to fly overseas. The sonic boom that it would produce would be quite loud. It sound like a bomb, really. It would just go like... That's a very poor impression of what sonic boom sounds like, but I'm sure you can YouTube it. Apologies for those poor special effects. Oh, I don't want to bend it. Okay. Right, let's get it opened. I don't think it is brand new, so it is used, I think. But it's not used by a collector, so it's probably just sat somewhere in a display. This is going to sit on my windowsill. I'm going to look at it every day. Now, I have to be honest, I thought it was a slightly bit bigger than this, but it's still fine. I hadn't seen any videos of the model before I actually bought it. I just did my research online and bought this model. Oh, okay. There you go. So it comes in a plastic film on the top. I genuinely don't know how old this is. But let's have a look. There you go. That's Herpa Wings. It's close up at the bottom. Should I do the light on? Let's get a close up. There you go. Herpa Wings. The wheels do spin. Always a bonus. The front wheel does not, however. There was another model where the British Airways logo was the old variety, and I didn't want the old one, I wanted the new one. The detail is very nice in here. Sorry, my fingers are covering the model actually. Hold it from the edges like this. Very nice details. The paint is a little bit, I can feel that there's bits where it's sort of popping up, so it's not completely smooth. But I'm happy for what it is. I mean, it's not, you know, supposed to be looked at very closely. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. There you go. I think you just caught a shine of that. There you go. That area right there, that is a bit like popped up. That paint, little bubbling effect there. So there we have it. Nice detailing. The print on it with the ink is nice and clean. The model is G for Golf, Bravo, Oscar, Alpha, Foxtrot. By the looks of it. There's the back. I think I best get rid of all of these things in the background actually. It's probably confusing the focus up a little bit. Now, it's important to buy quality, I'd say. You know, spend a little bit extra to buy something that's quality. It's also got Concorde written at the bottom here. Concorde. See the shading of it. Turn the flashlight off now. You can see there, Concorde. You don't have to assemble it. Just get it straight from the box. The lines are very straight, which is nice. You don't want anything bent and not in a straight line. The other thing you want to keep an eye out for when you're buying one of these things is the sharpness of the nose. You know, the sharpness of the nose is important, because sometimes you get little sort of blunt noses on models, and it just doesn't look as pretty, as beautiful. Okay. So I made sure that whatever I was going to buy, there were pictures of it, and it looked beautiful. This is the other side. This autofocus is having a real trouble. That's from the side there. I like the detailing of the sort of the. It looks like metal, and the way it would look on the real thing. Now, if you buy the more expensive ones, the one that cost about £80 or so, they'll have a little wheel at the back as well. Sometimes you get these noses which are slightly bent downwards. That's the position that it would be in when it was landing. Because the thing is, it had to land quite at an angle compared to a normal aircraft. It had to land like this, which is why it even needed a wheel at the back. So it'd be something like this by the time it hits the ground. And as you can see, the pilot would not be able to see the ground, which is of course incredibly important if you don't want to crash on a landing. So this whole nose would bend downwards. It was sort of flexible nose. Remember, this aircraft flies faster than the speed of sound. Supersonic this is. And you know, the exterior, the metal of it would get as hot as 100 degrees or 120 degrees, I think, when it was flying. Well, the metal that they used, which they also developed specifically for this purpose, definitely could tolerate temperatures that high. So maybe it didn't get that quite high, but the metal definitely could tolerate those temperatures. Oh, that's a nice look there, isn't it? Just like a missile. Beautiful. So where was I? Yes, so this thing would be mechanical, almost like a transformer. You know, like the transformer, the toys. Yeah. Those ones, I mean, it was just bent down like this, and had like a crooked nose, almost like a bird, like a beak of a bird. And that way, the pilot would be able to see the ground from here in this angle, because this whole nose would go out of the way. quite an achievement. But then, of course, all of this costs money, and I think the tickets cost like £11,000 per go. So it wasn't for the people who didn't have a lot of money, of course. It was for people who either had the money or worked for a company who had a lot of money. There's the front view. I wish this autofocus did better of a job, and I can't manually adjust it, unfortunately. But there we have. I think it's just a bit too small, that point in the front. Let's do it this way. Let me try to have my thumb on it or something. And then try to focus on the thumb. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I lost it again. No worries. Okay, there it is. I really like this. This is going to be on my windowsill. I wish it was a little bit bigger. I wish it was, but it's not, and I'm happy with that. Not a problem. You'll sometimes see dashes along the wings here, and I think the original thing, I think some models did have dashes and other ones didn't. I prefer them without, though. I think it looks cleaner. The dashed wing edge almost looks as if it came from a cardboard cutout, and it's saying this is where you cut the longs to line to make the model. At the bottom, you can see these little, I guess it's to help with the aerodynamics. The engine shapes are quite nice as well. The jet engine, they've got the air intakes at the front as well. So all in all, quite satisfied with the purchase. The British Airways is slightly raised as well. I can feel it under my fingers, which is no bad thing. And even all of these windows, I can feel them against the smoothness of the enamel. There's some black dots here. Some lint I can't get out, but oh well. Am I happy with this purchase? Yes, I am. Actually, I like it. So I'm going to have it like this on my windowsill. It's going to be sat like that. I think £16 is still a lot of money actually for this, I feel like, but I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. You can get models where it comes like a curve. It sits on a curve like this. It's this angle, and you'll have a sit on a little curve, and then you have a rest at the bottom. It won't have any wheels, so it just looks like that in that angle, and they look really good actually. But I did want the wheels, and therefore I bought this model. The other thing as well with the stand is, depending on how good the stand looks, it can pull down the look of the aircraft. This way around, the aircraft itself looks elegant. I can put it anywhere I want, and it'll look fine. It'll look fabulous, look beautiful. But with the stand going like this, if the stand looks tacky and plasticky and low quality, then it doesn't matter how good of a plane you've got up there. It just pulls down the aircraft itself. So therefore I went for this model. So for the final shot, I'm just going to show you the box again. This is what it came in. And this is what the final article is. So once again, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Please leave a like, a thumbs up. You can share this video with someone else if you want to. And also, if you can subscribe, I'd be very grateful. But my videos are not that frequent, I'll be honest with you. You subscribe to me, and you might not see anything at all for about a month, and then I might upload another video. But if you found it helpful in any way, please give a like. Thank you very much for tuning into my life, and have a great day.